Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm going to do a video today on the scopes I own, my thoughts and opinions on them, and maybe it'll help you decide in either buying one or not buying one. But either way, I'm glad to help. So I'm going to start off with the athlon that I currently have on my Impact. It's an 8x34 by 56. I have the sunshade and the cap on it. It comes with 2 flip caps, but it doesn't come with the sunshade. That's extra. And so far I really like the scope. Let me show you the reticle. That's the reticle of the athlon. I'm a fan of the Christmas tree style reticles and the crosshairs being separate from the rest of the reticle, and that's how all 3 of these scopes are. The only difference is the Aztec, instead of a crosshair, it's a dot. And the hawke reticle is similar to the athlon. This is the hawke Sidewinder 30 second focal, 4x16 by 50. But let's back to this one real quick. So as far as the athlon goes, I really like it. It's a heavier scope. Obviously it's a bigger scope. Everything about it is a little beefier. The turrets are a lot higher, a lot thicker. I love the design, the feel. It's a higher pull, a much higher pull than the other ones, but it's really smooth. Both these suckers. Those 2 are nice. What's tight is your illumination. Well, what I do like about it is it's off on, so it doesn't take much to just turn on and turn off. It's just a little tight. The zoom is a little tight. It's not bad. It's not a deal breaker. It's just tighter than what I'm used to. And your eyepiece is nice and smooth. So all in all, it's a nice scope. I really like the glass. I love full power. It still looks nice. Aside from, obviously it's a first focal plane, so you're gonna see the reticle thicken up, all the way zoomed in. It's gonna take some time to get used to that. I'm not used to that, but aside from that, I like it. I like first focal. It's different. It's, in my opinion, it's almost like cheating. You don't have to use no adjustments. More or less just put your crosshairs on your target at any distance just about and shoot. Opposed to these other ones, the second focals, you make adjustments. So other than the obvious that I pointed out, on the Aztec that's kind of the opposite. Everything, this is smaller, narrower in diameter. It's a smaller diameter, opposed to that's a kind of fatter diameter, but it's also shorter, so your eye relief is shorter on the athlon than it is the Aztec or the hawke. So how that affects me is on the scope cams. Like I mentioned before, on the athlon, I got to pretty much be all the way up in it to see. So it's harder to use a scope cam. Either scope cams, either the Eagle Vision or the side shot is harder to use. But the side shot works great on the Aztec and the hawke. I just can't get the Eagle Vision to focus on this Aztec. And I'm thinking it's just because this is more of a narrower tube. So maybe that's it. I can't get it to work, but I really like the Aztec too. The glass is great. You'll know a difference if you're not into higher power or higher end scopes. I mean, this is as far as I've gone, but I've noticed a difference in the Aztec when you look in it. Turrets don't go up as high, and they are also smooth too. Everything about it is smooth. It's a really nice scope. It's compact, it's light, glass is great. It's a second focal, so if you're into the first, I think it'll be an awesome scope. I think you'd really love it. I really like all the numbers they put on your yardage. The other ones don't have it. This starts off at 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, so on. It's nice, accurate. The difference between the two, other than the first focal and second focal, is the price. The Aztec second focal is obviously probably 100 or so less than the first, which is also going to be probably 100 or so less than the athlon. The athlon is in price comparison to the first focal plane Aztec. They're similar in price. So I like them both. If I had to pick, it would kind of be a hard choice, other than what I'm telling you as far as the differences are in weight, zoom, and first focal, second focal. Just the obvious reasons I've stated in the video. So if that helps you in deciding, cool. The Hawke is a really nice scope also. I just needed higher magnification. I know somebody's going to probably say that you can probably shoot out to 100 yards no problem with this magnification on 16. I'm sure you can. These turrets, again, don't pop up either as high. Pretty low, but they're also smooth. Everything about this is smooth as butter right here. The parallax wheel is smooth as butter. Then it comes with the ring you can put on with an arrow to line up your yards. The illumination on this, only the center crosshair lights up. On the illumination on the athlon, the whole reticle lights up. So depending on if you like that or not, I don't know. I'm not sure how the illumination is on the Aztec, but I figure you only need the center crosshairs to light up, opposed to the whole reticle lighting up. It doesn't bother me, but I don't really use it that much. If I cared about it, this would have it. But again, the only way you're going to get illumination on the Aztec is if you go first focal. That's probably about the only differences. I wish they didn't kind of, I wish they would have done either or, first focal, second focal with the illumination, or vice versa, but it is what it is. They only got 3 scopes in their line. So it's a nice scope. I don't have a problem with it. I really like it. I like everything about it. The glass, all its movements, and the ease of it. It's light. It's a nice scope. Same with the Hawke. Everything about the Hawke is smooth. If you're thinking about a Hawke, this has a lock-in ring, which is really cool. None of the other scopes I've ever seen have lock-in rings. The eye caps on these screw on, so they're not slip-ons. They screw on in there, so they don't flip. They're manual, and they're metal. And then my night scope. The reason I got this scope is mainly for night, but I've used it during the day. I've had it on my impact for a while, and I used to use it very often, but I started getting other scopes again and just wanting to try different scopes. So this ATN X-Sight 4K Pro, to me, is an all-around perfect scope, day, night, whatever you want. ATN has been nothing but great, and anything and everything I've ever asked them for. I thought I lost my eye piece. They sent me a new one. I did lose my sunshade. They sent me another one. Any questions I have, help, they've been nothing but great. Thank you, ATN. And if you're thinking about that scope, it's an awesome scope. Just keep in mind, this scope is designed around firearms and bullets. So all the information in it is going to ask you inside of this scope is designed around that. Not that it can be used for pellets or air guns, but it's an awesome scope. But you'll, as an air gunner, you'll never use its full capability. As a on a firearm with bullets, you can use its full capability. But for what it's worth, it's an awesome scope. It'll do anything and everything you want it to do. Record at the push of a button. It's a nice scope. So, my scopes, my thoughts, my opinions. Let me know what you think. Any questions, comments? You know what to do. Remarks, you know what to do. All right, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed.